profile. I got second place with this, so I won't waste any time. Starting off, we have 3 copies of K9 Noroi. Honestly, as someone who's played this deck since day one, I can't imagine playing this deck without it at any copy. 3 copies of Zuna, the best extender for this deck. 3 copies of Lantern. We're playing pure, so we need every K9 name. It matters. Playing 2 copies of Lupus, because this is pretty much almost always been correct. 1 copy of Jokel. You play your standard, you play as much as you really can. For the most part, you just want to see the 5s. You want to be able to extend and all that. And speaking of as well, we also play 3 copies of Disablaster. Easy side out card for going second or game 2, game 3, whatever the case is, but it does give you that option. You just want to maximize on 5s. This is a ranked 5 deck. And, yeah, that doesn't really change. That's pretty standard. 1 copy of Dimension Shifter because you want to scam and get some wins every once in a while, and friendships. 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, and 3 copies of Fua, followed by 2 copies of Imperm. Since Azuna counts, you have a little bit more, but this works out pretty well. I have a mixture between hand traps and cards that kind of break boards are really good going first and second anyway. So, on to the spell cards of the deck. I'm playing 3 copies of 7 Tachyon. I know there's a world where you can play without this card, and you have to compromise your extra deck, but being able to search for Azuna or Noroi feels really good, and drawing duplicates of cards and being able to put them back is also really nice too, and it's a great bait card. And of course, going against certain matchups where we're trying to negate this, we play cards that just let us dodge, so consistency has always been the weakest thing for pure K9 variants, so you just want to maximize as much consistency as possible because we don't have a bunch of 1-card starters. 3 copies of Chaotic Elements, easy side-out card if you want to, and of course the best search card, Case for K9, the GOAT, the best card. If it was at more copies, you'd play it. I don't know why you wouldn't, it's just so free. I play 1 copy of K9X Forced Release and 1 Release Restraint. Can't tell you how many games I'll win off of just playing Release Restraint. It's a broken card. It's so good, and this is like, you can't play pure K9 without this. I'm going to put that out there. If you're not playing that, you're just losing out on so much. It's unreal. And of course, 3 of a GOAT card that honestly puts so much work in for this deck, especially when you max on a Lantern and you need to get K9 names in there, or you get excess cards that's drawn. Again, that's just another reason why I don't really mind playing all these maxed out cards because you can just dump the rest for Forbidden Droplet. It's so good, this format. And another card, and this is kind of the spicy card, and I took a risk playing this because I've seen a lot of other deck profiles play this, and I thought K9 could really benefit from playing it if it's done correctly and appear, but I know how much the extra deck war happens, but I tried out 3 of the Fallen and the Virtuous, and honestly, it's not bad. I don't think it's a game changer, but of course I side really weird, so I was able to make it work. But essentially, this is like an extra copy of Droplet, because if you get impermed, you can just target your own Noroi, let that resolve, or whatever the case, help you go against back row decks, help you go against certain things that you just need to interact with immediately. It's so good. The only loss I had today was Fire King, so I couldn't really use this card because there's only 1 good target, but you're essentially, with this, playing 6 copies of this, you're able to dodge and weave so much better, and you're actually able to play into boards. Again, this is good to go in first and second. Same thing with Forbidden Droplet. The mindset of that is just, it's really good there. Of course, I played 1 flex card, which is just 1 Talents. Talents put some work in. It is what it is. But Fallen and the Virtuous, really good card. I think anyone who's playing this format knows, but again, I really wanted to try because I feel like there's some things that K9 could definitely benefit from in using it, and I was one of those. In my very first match, actually, I had to pop. I had Azuna in hand and Lantern, but my opponent had not activated anything because I was turn player, so I had the normal Azuna, and then, the Ash, and I can't really do much after that. Normally I have to end my turn. I use this to pop it and then use Lantern to bring back and proceed to win because then I reset another copy. So there's that. And of course, imperm, pop it, whatever. It's just really good to go in first and second. I had a good time trying it out. It's a pretty good card. On to the extra deck. Of course, the ratios are pretty much there. 2 copies of Ripper, 1 copy of Jax, 1 copy of Hound. If you're playing K9, you should try to play Hound if you can. 1 Werewolf. I know some people say 2, but the second almost never, ever comes up as much as I love this card. 1 copy of Ripper. That's your K9 names. You don't really need to play any more than this. Easy side out for some cards too, and I'll explain that in a moment. 1 C106, and you have the Naxxion W community for hooking me this up as a nice little gift. And of course, they play the C104 package. As I said, you play it. You have to give up a lot of space, but your K9 cards are able to put in the work, so you don't really need all that extra versatility sometimes. And again, I'll get to that in a moment. Typhon and 1 Zeus just to fill out because they're great, and then 2 copies of Albion to make that whole package work. Again, that's the compromising part, is you play such a tight extra deck because your C104 package already has so many spaces to it that you have to compromise. And you already have to have even less ceiling because your potential of your extra deck is a huge part. But, with the quick play spells, you already get access to the rest of the K9 stuff. So I figured it's not the end of the world. And as someone who refuses to cut Hound for any reason, you even have 1 less spot. But, yeah. And then for the extra side deck, of course, I'm playing the Field Center for Hound, my guy. And this is where what I mean by side weird. I actually played 1 Valon, 1 Artifact Durandal, and I actually opted to play 1 C107. The idea is there are some times in some board states where you'll play into something, but C104 is not going to do anything for you. But if you get this and your opponent has no way to do anything with it, this prevents a lot of decks from being able to actually continue to play. Because right now where decks are heading is they're playing on both turns. They're summoning constantly. They're from the hand or whatnot. But if they hit that board, then they're not doing anything. And unlike C104, where you need 104 Masquerade, this does not need that at all. So that's a really nice thing. And of course, you side, and I don't recommend everyone do this. I do it because I like to experiment, and that's the only way you try. And if sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Like some matchups, Hound's just not very good, as much as it hurts to say. For example, or like Fallen and Virtuous is awful. So you could just side those 2 out, get these 2 in. Get this, vice versa. So there is room for that extra flexibility. Fire King, I had to take these out, so I was able to put, it was Valon and this, so it's the options that you really care about for K9, in my opinion. So I played these, and of course you play 2 Droll. I was going to main deck them, but Fallen and the Virtuous, I wanted to keep it a clean 40. Scam, sometimes you scam. Retaliating Sea just broke in. A lot of Dracotail players, so it feels really nice to resolve this card. 3 copies of Perilia and 3 copies of DDG, followed by 1 copy of Solemn Judgment. Card is insane, by the way, for this deck, so just if you can, play it. If you can't, don't. There's no upcoming big tournaments or anything, so I'm in the headspace to experiment a lot with the deck and tech choices. And this week I tried C107, which I actually wasn't really able to summon this time. There were some game states, but by that point I was just going to lose that round or that game anyway. But the idea is sound there, and there is something that I feel like can, in some matchups, they can't deal with this. You just win the game. And of course, Fallen the Virtuous is just a good card. It's really good to set with all your back row. I can't tell you how many times I said, set 3 cards pass after going full K9 combo. And my opponents were going, huh, are you on Eldritch again? And I tell them, no, I'm playing K9. Yeah, it's just my way. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.